Hi guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at some bizarre, spooky things that have happened to people, which they then post about on Reddit. These are some of my favourite YouTube videos to watch, so I hope you enjoy it too. I was on a school camping trip in 6th grade. This trip was for the school's 6th and 7th grades. One thing we did was play a game every night, flashlight tag or sardines, etc. One night we played what the adults called Mission Impossible. Our goal was to get an already lit up glow stick into a bucket. It sounds simple, but the catch was the bucket was guarded by adults in a clearing somewhere in the woods. I'm not sure exactly where it was because I could never find it. But anyway, a bunch of us kids kept sneakily breaking the no hiding a glow stick in your pocket / clothes rule. So I had no clue where anyone was when we were about halfway through the game. Right by the cabins, there was this small field. That's where I was. 3/4 of the sides were trees, and my back was towards the cabins. I had resorted to rolling and army crawling about a third of the way across the field, since I heard adults nearby and my classmates screaming. I had a bunch of extremely femme girls in my class who liked to scream when it fit the situation. So by the time I got halfway across, I needed to rest a couple minutes. We have probably 20 minutes left, so I figured I had time. I had my right side facing the cabins at this point, laying on my stomach. I looked up expecting just to see the trees, but I saw a white oval shape. It was less so much of an oval and more so much of a face, but you couldn't actually see any features. You can probably see where I'm going now. Late at night in the woods. Yep, this face was pure white and zero features. Wow, what a shocker. I know I sound really insane to say that I saw the Slender Man, an entity that most humanity agrees is fiction, but honestly, the biggest reason I believe that is who / what I saw is because of some of the things that are possible in this world. For example, an entity that if enough people put belief in it, then it becomes real in a sort of way. I haven't seen whatever it was since, but I still have the encounter to thank as being what got me interested in the paranormal. In high school, a friend and I were sitting in his car in an empty parking lot behind a strip mall. The sun was close to setting. The area is surrounded by forest, but we could see from all angles, especially due to the shape of his car and windows. We were parked facing the forest. After talking for a bit, there was a huge thud right on the other side of the driver's side door, shaking the vehicle hard. It's difficult to describe the force of this in a way that does it justice. At the same time, it felt like something was running and slammed into us, as if a man was crouching next to the car and using considerable strength took a rock to the car on one side. Pretty startling, but we were just expecting to see a deer get up and run off. We could see our surroundings clearly, but there was nothing. Nothing in our peripheral vision. The force was from below the car window, and there wasn't anywhere to run and hide that quickly after being right next to our car. Especially not for something as big as it had to be to move the car the way it did. This is when I started getting freaked out, because I was trying to rationalize what it was, and I couldn't think of anything. The only animals here that could possibly exert that much force would be a human, a deer, or a bear, but we 100% would have seen any of those from our vantage point. I had chills rushing all over my body, and I felt like we needed to get out of there. We locked the doors, but I felt unsafe and exposed. I acted cool because my friend was just confused. We left soon after. My friend basically brushed it off, but I was still shaken for a bit. I've had a number of creepy encounters over the years, but this one still sticks in my mind the most. 15 years on, I still have no explanation for what happened. When I was 15, I was staying in a cottage in Scotland, a small village close to Loch Ness. Weird things happen throughout the stay, but they're all relatively minor. For example, a key turning in the lock on its own, and scratches from the roof. One week, my brother and his girlfriend came to stay also. They stayed in the bedroom at the bottom of the stairs, next to the front door, and me and my parents were upstairs. What? Sorry, I'm going to keep that in just because I think it's really cute. My cat is complaining that I'm not paying enough attention to her whilst making this video. It was when they were staying, it got creepy. One night I was in bed reading my book. The rest of the family had gone to bed, so I was the only one awake. It was then I heard the key turn in the lock, the front door open and shut. I thought maybe it was my brother and his girlfriend had gone out without me noticing, but no, it got worse. After the door shut, whatever it was started to walk slowly and loudly up the stairs, and then came to my room and jumped hard by the side of my bed. By the time it had got to my room, I was under the cover like a coward. After the jump there was nothing. Nobody in my room, the whole thing just ended. I peeked my head out. Nothing there. I had then got the courage to go peek my head in my family's bedrooms, and I could hear them all asleep. The next morning, I asked them if they heard anything, and they hadn't. I was the only one. To this day, I still remember that incident. I have no explanation. I've tried to rationalise what happened several times, but I still come back to the fact it could have only been something paranormal. So that's all I have for you today. On my soon-to-come podcast, we're going to have some episodes like this, but really taking a deep look into the stories, like looking for possible explanations and whether or not we think it actually happened. So hopefully you'll stick around and I'll see you again.